Who is Athena in the Odyssey? The goddess guiding Odysseus explained. Warning: this video contains spoilers for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. One of the biggest questions viewers have after watching Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is about one mysterious character who seems to appear exactly when Odysseus needs her the most. Who is Athena? Is she a real goddess? A vision inside Odysseus' mind? Or something Christopher Nolan completely reinvented for his adaptation? The answer is fascinating because Athena isn't just another supporting character. In both Homer's original epic and Christopher Nolan's adaptation, Athena is arguably the single most important reason Odysseus survives his impossible journey home. Without her, there will be no Odyssey. Let's explain. Athena is the Greek goddess of wisdom, strategy, justice, and warfare. Unlike Ares, the god of brutal violence, Athena represents intelligence over strength. She believes battles should be won with clever planning instead of raw power, and that's exactly why she chooses Odysseus as her favorite mortal. Among all the Greek heroes who fought in the Trojan War, Odysseus wasn't the strongest warrior. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the greatest swordsman. What made him different was his mind, his intelligence, his patience, his ability to solve impossible problems. Those qualities reflected Athena herself, creating a bond unlike any other between a god and a human. That relationship begins long before the events of the Odyssey. During the Trojan War, Odysseus becomes famous for inventing one of history's greatest military strategies, the Trojan horse. Instead of attacking Troy directly, he convinces the Greek army to hide inside a giant wooden horse, allowing them to enter the city and win the war. Athena admires that brilliance. But Christopher Nolan also shows the darker side of that victory. The Trojan horse ends the war, yet it leaves Odysseus carrying enormous guilt. Throughout the movie, Athena becomes more than a protector. She becomes a guide, constantly reminding Odysseus that wisdom isn't just about winning battles. It's also about understanding the cost of those victories. One of the most interesting parts of Nolan's film is how he presents the gods. Rather than turning them into flashy superheroes throwing lightning bolts across the screen, Nolan treats Greek mythology with remarkable restraint. Athena's appearances often feel mysterious. Sometimes she appears almost like a divine presence. Other times, she seems more symbolic, quietly influencing events rather than openly controlling them. That approach allows audiences to interpret her in different ways. If you believe in the mythology, Athena is literally guiding Odysseus home. If you prefer a more grounded interpretation, she can also represent Odysseus' conscience, wisdom, and inner strength, helping him make the right choices during impossible situations. This kind of ambiguity is something Christopher Nolan has explored throughout his career. Just like Inception leaves audiences debating reality, The Odyssey allows viewers to question how much of the divine world exists physically and how much exists through human belief. Regardless of how you interpret her, Athena constantly influences the story. She protects Odysseus from making reckless decisions. She encourages him to think instead of reacting with anger. And perhaps most importantly, she watches over his family while he struggles to return home. While Odysseus is trapped across the seas, Ithaca slowly falls into chaos. His wife, Penelope, is surrounded by powerful suitors who believe Odysseus will never return. His son Telemachus grows up without his father and desperately searches for answers. Athena refuses to abandon them. She inspires Telemachus to begin his own journey. Instead of remaining a frightened young prince, he slowly develops into a confident leader capable of protecting his family. In many ways, Athena becomes Telemachus' mentor just as much as she is Odysseus' protector. By helping father and son separately, she ensures that Ithaca still has hope when the king finally returns. Athena's relationship with Poseidon also drives much of the conflict. Poseidon hates Odysseus after the blinding of his son, the Cyclops Polyphemus. From that moment onward, the sea god does everything possible to prevent Odysseus from reaching home. Storms.shipwrecks. years of suffering. Almost every obstacle comes from Poseidon's anger. Athena cannot simply erase Poseidon's curse. Even the gods must respect certain rules. Instead, she helps Odysseus survive those challenges through intelligence, patience, and perseverance rather than brute force. That contrast perfectly represents the larger theme of the movie. Strength alone cannot save you. Wisdom can. As the story reaches its climax, Athena continues guiding events without stealing the spotlight. When Odysseus finally reaches Ithaca disguised as a beggar, she allows him to observe his kingdom before revealing himself. That patience becomes crucial. Rather than rushing into battle, Odysseus carefully studies the suitors, earns the trust of loyal servants, reunites with Telemachus, and chooses the perfect moment to reclaim his throne. Every step reflects Athena's philosophy: think first, act second. It's also worth noting that Athena's role extends beyond physical survival. She's constantly pushing Odysseus toward emotional growth. At the beginning of the movie, Odysseus believes intelligence exists only to defeat enemies. By the end, he understands that true wisdom also means knowing when to let go. That lesson becomes the emotional heart of Christopher Nolan's ending. After reclaiming Ithaca, Odysseus realizes that victory alone cannot erase the pain of war. Instead of clinging to power, he chooses peace over glory. In many ways, that's Athena's greatest lesson finally taking root. The greatest leader isn't the one who wins every battle. It's the one who knows when the fighting should end. That's why Athena is far more than a mythical goddess. She represents wisdom, compassion, patience, hope, and the belief that intelligence is stronger than violence. Without Athena, Odysseus may never have reached Ithaca. But more importantly, he would never have become the man capable of finding peace after everything he endured. So, who is Athena in the Odyssey? She's not simply the goddess of wisdom. She's the guiding force behind Odysseus' entire journey, and the quiet voice reminding him that the hardest battles are often the ones fought within ourselves. What did you think of Athena's role in Christopher Nolan's adaptation? Did you see her as a literal goddess, or do you think Nolan intentionally left her open to interpretation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more The Odyssey Explained videos, hidden details, ending breakdowns, and Christopher Nolan analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.